Strap in, partner, because we're about to start a journey to finally learn the pentatonic scales without the headache, the heartache, and the hassle. How about that? It's going to take place within 4 steps. Okay, step 0. Let's look at step 0. Before we begin, always be reaching for a better understanding of the notes on the fretboard. Being able to identify by pitch name each fret. So you know exactly where A is, you know exactly where C is, all of them. I promise, if you just decide to learn these notes, it'll make everything easier. It's first step, step 0. Okay, now the pentatonics. Step 1. We got to section off the strings into string sets. Now chances are this is going to be a significantly different way of learning the pentatonic scales than you're used to. Okay? Typically, we learn the pentatonic shapes. We're given like a scale diagram. They say, okay, this is your pentatonic shape, right? We're going to take it a step back, because learning all that information, all 6 strings, all these notes, it's a lot. Imagine if you were to go into kindergarten and the teacher just put a bunch of words in front of your face and said, okay, we're going to learn all these words. We didn't start that way. We started off learning the alphabet, and then we learned each letter of the alphabet individually, and then we strung those letters together to make words, and then we strung those words together and made sentences, and then paragraphs, and that's now we communicate. Okay, but when we learn pentatonics, we're given words, this huge block of information. It's just way too much, and then there are 5 different ones. It's like, what? It's too much. But if we dissect each of these big old pentatonic shapes, we'll see that they're made of the same smaller shapes, just fragments. I call them pentafrags, or pentatonic scale fragments. Pentafrags. There's only 5 of them. Okay? First step, we have to take all 6 strings and section them off into string sets. So strings 1 and 2, that's a string set. These always go together, okay? Call them string set 1. Now strings 3 and 4, your middle strings, that's string set 2, okay? And then strings 5 and 6, we'll call that string set 3. It's important. String set 1, 2, 3. There is no string set between strings 2 and 3. That doesn't exist. Or between 4 and 5. That doesn't exist. Just the outers and the inners. Okay? Remember that. That's law number 1. There are not 6 strings. There are 3 string sets of 2 strings each. Okay? Next, we're going to learn these 5 building blocks. In other words, the letters, so to speak, of the pentatonic alphabet. Okay? So here's pattern 1. It looks like this. Forget everything you know about pentatonics so far. Just humor me, okay? Forget the cage system. Forget it. We're just going to start right at the basics. Pretend we're in kindergarten and ground floor. That's where we're starting, okay? Pentatonic scale shape 1, okay? You got that? So this is where the string sets come in, okay? This shape can only exist on these string sets 1, 2, or 3. Anywhere on these string sets. And then string set 2. Right? And string set 3. Okay? You see, this is why the string sets are important. Okay, why these string sets, though? My mind always goes to why. I just want to know why. Well, it's because the tuning is equal between all these string sets. If you look at how the strings are tuned, E to A, that's a 4th. E, F, G, A, that's a 4. A 4th. If you look D to G, D, E, F, G, it's a 4th. And then B to E, B, C, D, E. That's a fourth. If you look G and B, G, A, B, that's a third. So that's going to change how the shapes are played on these strings. That's why we don't count it. But if we only look at these three string sets, then all the shapes are going to be symmetrical. Like they're going to be the same, they're consistent. And that makes things easy. It means fewer shapes we got to learn. But don't worry, you're going to learn your pentatonics more thoroughly than you might be able to imagine right now. Far more thoroughly and far faster than learning all 5 shapes, like the big old ones, okay? So first law, 3 string sets. Second law is learn the 5 shapes, the 5 alphabet, 5 letters of the pentatonic alphabet. I'll just call them 5 basic shapes. Law 2, learn the 5 basic shapes. Got it? Okay, that was shape 1. Let's look at shape 2. Shape 2, just this little box. Remember, anywhere on these string sets, that's it. Let's memorize that as 2. That's 2. Just like we learned the alphabet, we learned to recognize the letter A. And we can recognize it and see it as different than letter B, or letter K, or letter Z. This is letter 2. Only existing on these string sets. See that? So if I say, okay, play pentafrag 1, you go to this. Just like if I said, play or write capital L, you could do it. Shape 2, just start memorizing these shapes. So if I said play shape 2 on string set 3 on the 5th fret, you can just go string set 3, 5th fret, shape 2. Cool? This is exciting. Okay, shape 3. Shape 3 is a larger box. Cool? Pretty easy. Anywhere on these 3 string sets. Cool? Okay. Pentafrag 4. What? It's the same as shape 2. 2 and 4 are the same. And so why do we have 2 shapes that are the same? Well, spoiler alert, it has to do with law 0, learn the notes on the fretboard. When we start applying these scales and connecting these shapes to make scales based around a specific root note, then the different shapes matter. 2 and 4, it matters that they're separate. But physically, they just look the same. So, makes that easy. Remember, I'm going to say it 15 times, only on these 3 string sets. Strings 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and I'm just moving randomly, no rhyme or reason. And then string set 3. Okay? That's 4. Now 5 looks like this. Pentafrag 5. Cool? Probably recognize that one immediately, right? Okay, so that was Law 2. The laws of learning the pentatonics once and for all without the headache, heartache, and the hassle. Okay, now Law 3, we got to learn how they move, what it means to move, okay? Moving these shapes and connecting, moving and connecting. Call it that. Law 3, moving and connecting. Okay, we have these five shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's ascending. So counting up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is this way on the fretboard. Anytime we move this way toward the bridge, That's up the fretboard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Descending 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it just goes in a circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now changing string sets this way. Physically down toward the ground. We're going to go down numbers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Physically up toward the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get it. Okay? And so let's look. Let's look at what that looks like. Shape 1. Start here on the 3rd fret. String set 3. Shape 1. Now the next shape, shape 2. And it shares, you'll see the diagram on the screen. It shares 2 notes with the previous shape. Okay? And then 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Going backwards. 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5. Got that? Pretty cool, right? Now let's look at moving this way. 1, 5, because we're going down, so it's backwards in the circle. 1, 5, 4. Makes sense? Now anywhere. We're on 4. We want to move up. 5. Let's say we want to move this way now. 5. Going to be moving up to 1. Moving up to 2. Now we want to go this way. Let's say 3. So we're going up. 3, 4. Let's say we want to go here. 4. We're going to go down. Back to 3. To 2. Then this way. 3. See, now you can play the pentatonic shapes anywhere over the fretboard just by following these basic rules. The last rule is compensating for the change in string sets. You'll notice that the 5 basic shapes stay exactly the same. What changes is how they move, or how they relate when you cross strings. So law number 4, law of compensating. Cool. So let's look at that. Let's say we're going to do pattern 4. Remember 4? We're going to go this way. Down. So it's going to be 3. So notice what they look like. 4, 3. How those look. But because of the tuning difference between strings 3 and 2 that we looked at earlier, if we were to start on the string set 2, the middle string set, let's just say right here, 4, 3, to play 3, we have to shift it up a half step, just 1 fret. 3, 4, 4, 3. See how different that looks than 4, 3, 4, 3. Cool, right? Oops. Okay, so experiment with this. These are the 4 basic laws, and this isn't everything you need to know about pentatonics, not even close, but this will give you the physical ability to start moving and start seeing everything. Just break down these 5 big old shapes that everybody's throwing at you into the 5 smaller shapes that they're made of, okay? They stay consistent when we keep them on these 3 string sets. The only thing that's different is compensating a half step for this move, but it doesn't change the fundamental shape, which is really convenient. Okay, so here's a great way to practice. Speak the names out loud and change often. change the shapes often. So just pick any shape you want to start at, remembering the 3 string sets. So let's say 3. Now I'm going to go physically down, so it's going to be 2, right? Let's say you want to go this way. You want to go up, so that's 3. Speak out loud. 4, 5. Now you want to go down, so 5 goes to 4, 4. You want to go up, 5. You want to go down, 4, 3. You want to go up to 4. You want to go up, 5. Go down, 4, 3, 2, 1. And practice that way. First, memorize these shapes. So anytime if we were to practice together, I could call out, okay, 4. Are you immediate? No. So okay, do 2. Anywhere. 1. So memorize these shapes and then practice moving them, and just notice how you shift. Practice starting on any string set. You're going to do 1, anywhere on string set 1. Okay, coming up to 2, what does that look like? Now what if you did 1 on the middle set? What does that look like? And coming up to 2. Notice that difference. You'll see them. Let me know if you have any questions, you need clarification on anything. We can go into an advanced step afterwards, but this should just make it far more fun and exciting, because now you can play them anywhere. Move. Now you have an idea of how to move. You're not trapped in just one position on the neck. See that? Pretty cool, right? All right. Let me know what you think. Talk soon. Have fun. Peace.